children of the one Yahweh. Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given his laws to us.
What's going on, man? You got a question? Okay. What's your father's nationality?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Would you say like so-called black man? So-called black man, right? Now, the reason why I say so-called is because your shirt is black. You're not black, right? Right. So how come we're the only people on the earth that call ourselves by a color? And not only do we call ourselves by a color, we call ourselves by a color that we're not even that color. You don't? That's good. But when you go to sign on a job application or something, they have white or black, and we got to check black typically, right? White man, he don't, so-called white man, he don't check, he's European. And not only he's European, he's Italian, he's Scottish, he's British, he's from Wales, he's from the Netherlands. He knows where he comes from. We don't know where we come from, and that's documented in the Bible. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. Because what you're going to come to find out is that these people on the sign make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. It's not a coincidence that these people on the sign are the most special and talented people on the earth. Why do you think we make up 11% of America's population? But we make up 88% of the National Basketball Association. You think is that a coincidence? When was the last time you seen a non-so-called black or Hispanic person win the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash? Because we're God's chosen people. He gave us those you got something called God-given natural athletic ability, which all people have a surplus amount of. But I'm going to show you, since we disobey God, why these bad things happen to us. Give me Jeremiah 17:4.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
So brother said that our people are going to discontinue from their heritage. Meaning you're going to lose identity of who you are. Every people on the earth, if I ask them where they come from, they're going to know. I ask the Chinese person where they come, I'm from China. I'm from this area in China. I ask someone from Japan, I'm Japanese, I come from Tokyo, I come from Kyoto, I come from this place. We're the only people that say, oh, I come from Africa. Africa's a whole continent with 54 countries. Then you say, okay, what part of Africa? West Africa. West Africa got over 22 countries. So where do we come from? According to the Bible, we come from Israel. We're the true children of Israel. We're the children of the Most High God. Moses, King David, Jesus Christ, these are all our people. These are all our brothers. Go ahead.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
When we look historically, we take a look at history, what people lost their identity and got put into slavery? That happened to us. So the Bible says this is what will happen to the children of Israel. That lets us know that we're the children of Israel. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. We're going to go through all the curses of the Bible. All the curses that point out who we are according to the scriptures. Because you have people in the Christian church. Well, let me ask you a question real quick, brother. Are you religious at all?
Yeah.
What's your religious background? Christian, right? So you go to the Christian church, and do they ever read the back of the Bible? The beginning of the Bible? Like the law, stuff like that. Do you read that? But do you read it as much as you read like Paul's letters and stuff like that? Usually you read like the New Testament a whole lot. You don't really read too much of the Old Testament. Things they tell you is that's the Old Testament. Don't worry about that. The law, don't worry about none of that stuff.
Well, you don't really you're not gonna nowadays, you're not gonna do like an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. You don't use those laws like you do now.
Right, well let me show you some, sister. That's a tremendous point. Give me Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Because like you said, Christ, and he said, you have heard that it was said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I say what? That if one man smites you, turn the other cheek. But does that mean that you don't do anything that's written in the law? Because what else is written in the law? Honor your father and your mother. And I'm sure you all want your children to honor you, right? So just because he says certain things that he may have not even changed, just made even a little harder, doesn't mean you do away with everything. And I'm going to show you that. Matthew chapter 5 verse 17.
This is the book of St. Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
This is Jesus Christ. He said, don't think I come to destroy the law. When you look at the word destroy, and you look at the origin of the word, it means to abolish or to do away with. So he said, don't think that I came to do away or to disregard the law. Go ahead.
Or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Has heaven and earth passed? No, we're still on earth right now, right? Go ahead.
one jot or one tittle shall in any wise pass from the law.
So it said nothing's going to pass from the law. Go ahead.
Till all be fulfilled.
And all hasn't been fulfilled because Christ hasn't returned yet, or else we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So the reason why it's so important to read the early parts of the Bible, it'd be important if you ever read have you ever read a novel or just a regular book? Now, you read the whole book. You don't just jump to the end of the book, because then you're not going to know what's going on. So the same way you don't want to just jump to the middle of any book or the end of any book, you don't want to do that with the Bible either, because there's things that happen historically that you're going to need to know when you continue to read the Bible. So,
What is the front of that book?
which
What
one?
is that?
This book right here?
Yeah.
This is the Apocrypha. Now, what you had, originally the Bible had, you remember 1611? Okay, you're dealing with 1611, because originally the King James Bible had 80 books. But when the Protestants separated from the Roman, or from the Catholics, they took out 14 books of the Bible, which are now known as Apocrypha. So that's what that book is. It's still the Bible, but the Protestant church decided to take this Bible right here. This is the King James Bible. It contains both of these books. So this is yeah. So that says Holy Bible, 1611 King James Version. So when you look at the 1611 version of the King James Bible, it includes that red book that's called the Apocrypha. Now the word Apocrypha, interestingly, means hidden away. Now why would they want to hide away God's word? You got to start to ask yourself these questions. But now, Deuteronomy 28, and start at verse 37. I'm going to read to y'all various Bible verses, and you tell me who do you think fits this description. Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
All right, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations.
A proverb and a byword, things like when they call us niggas, or they call us spicks, or they call us all these racial epithets. That's what a byword is. What people are called that all the time? Us. There you go. Pick another one.
Okay. Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Now, what people have a problem with being hostile to one another? That's us again. This is what the Bible said will happen to the children of Israel. So it starts to get really plain as to who this is talking about. Keep going. There's more on that, though.
And towards the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Now, you're a powerful brother, and you're a good father, as I can see. But isn't it it's saying that black men are deadbeat fathers? Isn't that what they say? That's what they say. So this is a curse that the Bible says will happen to our people. So now, what does that mean? It means that we're the children of Israel. So knowing we're the children of Israel is only half the battle. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 10. Because what we're out here to do is to teach that these people on the sign make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and that the reason why we're in the hoods, we're in the slums, we get gunned down, we get drugs and liquor pushed into all of our communities, is because we broke the laws of God. And that's why when the sister made a point about the law, it's important to keep the laws of God, because if we love God and we want to obey God, if God is our Heavenly Father, which He is, right? If He tells us to do something, then we should do it. So He told us to keep the law of the Most High. So we got to keep the law of the Most High, and we're going to get saved out of the condition that we're in right now. Give me that Deuteronomy 12 and 10.
Give me 10 and 12. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So this is what God requires of us, brother. Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God,
We got to fear God. Go ahead.
to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
So we got to keep God's commandments. So what I'm going to do is to tell our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that they're the children of Israel. They need to keep the commandments of God and faith in Jesus Christ, whose real name, brother, is Yahushua in Hebrew. So do some research on the Israelites and keep the commandments of the Most High, brother. If you got any questions, just let me know.
I just want to say that I didn't mean that the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thing, like we wouldn't keep all the commandments.
Mhm.
I just want to say that, like, because times have changed,
Mhm.
that, like, we've evolved, so, like, there's cops and, like, you know, the laws were not going to be like back in the Old Testament times, that it would be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. We're not going to go and cut each other's hands off or cut each other's eye out because somebody broke the law. So, like, as times change,
Mhm.
then the laws change. So we would, you know, go with the times. But
yeah.
like, as God do, then we do follow his laws. Like we don't steal, we follow the Ten Commandments as he tells us.
Right.
So I didn't mean like we only pick and choose what we do.
That's good, and I agree with you to a point, because, for example, the Bible says something like adultery, that you're supposed to kill someone who commits adultery. Now, obviously right now we're not going to go kill nobody. I understand that. But the laws that we can keep, we should keep, is what I'm telling you. So give me Romans 6 and 15.
It's the book of Romans chapter 6, verse 16. Verse 15. What then shall we sin?
Now, should we sin? No, we shouldn't sin. 1 John 3 and 4. What is sin? 1 John chapter 3, verse 4.
The book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever commits sin transgresses also the law.
Transgress means to break. It says if you sin, you transgress the law. Go ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the breaking of God's law. So we shouldn't sin. Go back to Romans 6.
What then shall we sin? Because we are not under the law, but under grace.
So now, sister, you brought up a tremendous point. We're under grace. So, like you said, Christ came to give us grace. So that eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. No, now we practice love and forgiveness and grace amongst each other. But like you also said, that doesn't mean we get to pick and choose what laws we keep, because there's 10 commandments, right? But there's more than 10 commandments. There's a whole lot more than 10 commandments. Things like eating pork. God says don't do that. Eating crab or lobster. He said don't do that. So if we're able to not do that, give me that, and his commandments are not grievous. All right? If we're able to do something like that, we should do it. If we love and believe in God. If we truly fear God. If you have that fear of God, for example, going back to the analogy of him being our father. If my father told me not to do something when I was a child, I wouldn't do it. Why? Because I was afraid of getting that belt. The same way if God tells us to do something, we should do it. Why? Because we're afraid of getting his belt. That's what the point is, sister. Which, you're not wrong. I just wanted to clarify on what you were saying. So give me that. His commandments are not grievous.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So, sister, this is how we love God. If we say we love God, this is how we love God. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. That's how we show God that we love him, by keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
And his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are grievous. So it's not a hard thing to stop eating pork. It's not a hard thing to not smoke cigarettes. It's not a hard thing to not eat crab and lobster. So our message, sister, is you got to keep the law of God to the best of your ability and faith in his son. That's what our message is, sister.
Shalom, what's going on? It's your brother, Chief Priest Alazar Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, and I'm just letting y'all know I just dropped my official clothing line, Urban Gorilla. Go to urbangorilla.com right now to check us out, man, and pick something up. There's urbngrla.com. We got all kind of items for men, women, children, even infants, as well as fragrance oil, smell goods. You can also check out Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co., another Sicarii business, on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can hit up deaconsicari.com to get your plug on the scarves, the music, and the children's Bibles. Thanks for your time. All praise to the Most High. Kwam Yasharahla. Shalom.